All right, Catholic University in the house tonight. We're talking hoops with the Cardinals, college, pro, and everything in between. Next on Toyota Sports Talk.
Live from NewsChannel8, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Glad to have you tuning in. I'm your host, Scott Abraham. The Catholic University men's basketball team having another solid season. A big reason for their success, Jay Howard, the senior, is one of the top Division III players in the country. He's putting up the points and leading the Cardinals to plenty of victories.
Let's roll. Family, right up? All right, let's go.
In his senior season, Jay Howard has really stepped up for Catholic University.
I think it was a big step from my sophomore year to my junior year, and especially to this season, just taking that role and just trying my best.
Howard has come up clutch. He nailed this buzzer beater to win the Holiday Inn College Park Classic and was named tournament MVP.
It's definitely rewarding, but at the same time challenging. The guys look to me to kind of get them going, like especially in the beginning of the games or at the end of games.
On top of that, Catholic University knocked off previously unbeaten and number 23 Juniata, a game where Howard scored a new career-high 33 points.
I had great teammates that put me in positions to score and put me in positions where I'm most comfortable.
Great finish!
It's hard sometimes. Guys are like keying on me and stuff, but I have good teammates that either find me when I'm open or they get open when I have the ball. So it's easy playing off those guys, and it's definitely rewarding.
Yeah, he's a special player. This year, he's averaging 24 points a game. The young man is a scorer. And look at this, in the flesh tonight. Jay Howard joining us tonight for Toyota Sports Talk. Jay, thanks for coming on the show, my friend.
No problem.
Always good to have you. Senior year, how's it going?
It's going good. We're definitely trying to play every game like it's our last, especially at this point. Every game is starting to matter. But it's definitely going good. So
what's the situation? You're 14-10 right now. You have one more regular season game left.
Correct.
That'll be on Saturday against Moravian. What's the deal? You have to win that to kind of get in a sense?
For sure. Yeah, we have to. Every game here on out is a playoff game. So we have to win Saturday in order to get in the conference tournament. So we're just going to try to take it one game at a time from here on out.
All right, so you got to ball out Saturday. It's all on the line, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, you've been 4 years here at Catholic. What's your experience been like here in D.C.? I know you're a New Jersey kid coming down to D.C.
Yes.
What's it been like 4 years with this Catholic University and the program?
Yeah, it's been great. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. Catholic, I'm definitely glad I made this decision. It's definitely been rewarding coming here and definitely playing basketball at this school. It's just, no other school is better than Catholic.
Now, I actually have known you for a couple of years. I did a story on you your sophomore year, your interesting background of, you come from a military family, your grandfather, your father, and at the time, your sophomore year, you were kind of interested in going down that path of military. But now, from what I'm hearing, is you may want to try your hand at a little maybe pro basketball. What's the situation after Catholic?
Yeah, definitely. I'm focusing on the season right now, but we're going to focus on that stuff after the season. But I'm just looking to play anywhere I get an opportunity at would be good for me.
You know, you've been on a lot of teams, your high school, you know, college. What makes this year's team at Catholic kind of different, special, unique to you?
Definitely the guys that I play with. They're just a tremendous group of guys. We're so resilient. We battled back numerous games that we played this season. We're so resilient, we're tough, so that's why I have faith in these guys, and I think we definitely can keep this moving forward. You
know, D3 basketball, I feel like it gets a bum rap sometimes. I'm a D3 guy. I spent 8 years covering D3 in Salisbury. I have a lot of respect for D3 basketball. You know, what is it about D3 basketball compared to, you know, D1's obviously nice, but there's some really good competition in Division III.
For sure. I think D3 is definitely slept on a lot. I think it's a lot of great competition. We play a lot of great players. D3 is definitely a good basketball program and situation.
And we just saw some video there. You played actually Maryland this year in College Park.
Right.
What was that experience like?
It was good. It was definitely an experience like no other. To just play a Division I team like that, top team like Maryland, especially with the DMV versus Maryland kind of thing. But it was definitely good just playing them. It just definitely good for experience and stuff like that.
Now, you've had a heck of a career at Catholic, I think nearing 2,100 career points. Did you, in your wildest dreams, your freshman year, think you'd be nearing 2,100 points your senior year?
No, I wouldn't have thought at all. I had no idea. So this is just humbling experience for me. I would never thought would get to 2,100 or 2,000. I didn't even think 1,000. I was just coming in trying to make a difference on the team any way I can. You
know, what's amazing to me, obviously you're a 4-year player and your teams that you're facing, they know you can score. They're probably game planning to stop you, yet you're still averaging 24 points a game, putting up the numbers. How do you do it?
It's our schemes, our offensive schemes. Coach puts me in good positions for me to score.
Of course, you got to compliment the coach. I see him over there.
My teammates, they put me in great positions. It's definitely rewarding. It's the feeling like no other.
For viewers that may have not seen your game or your style of play, how would you describe your game? You know, are you aggressive? Are you a shooter? Are you a driver? How would you kind of describe
definitely driver first, and definitely I like to work on my mid-range game a lot. So definitely those two aspects have carried me throughout the season.
Is it amazing to kind of see your growth from year 1 at Catholic to kind of year 4? What's that been like?
Yeah, it's crazy because year 1, my free throw percentage wasn't good. My percentage outside the paint wasn't very that high. So coming from year 1 to year 4 and me working on those free throws, me working on my jump shot, is definitely amazing.
As Joel Embiid always says, trust the process,
right?
Yeah,
trust the TTP.
That's right, trust the process.
TTP, trust
All right,
the
my
process.
friend, we're just getting started on Toyota Sports Talk. Catholic University in the spotlight tonight. Coming up after the break, we will introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend of the Cardinals basketball program. Head coach Steve Howes joins us next on the show. Stay with us. Toyota Sports Talk rolls on.
We can't settle for mediocre. You're better than that.
There are two things you could say for sure about Cardinals head coach Steve Howes.
I've been here for a long time, and I've coached a lot of really good players. Let's go, be sharp.
14 seasons, and he certainly has something to show for it. Back in November, Howes became the winningest coach in program history when he hit 252 wins.
Good job, Dre.
Afterwards, a sigh of relief.
You think maybe it won't happen. When are we going to get it?
Yes, he has the most wins at Catholic, but of course, he wants to add to that legacy.
Step and get it. My coach and mentor was Mike Lonergan, and he's got the win that I cherish the most, and that's the national championship. So ultimately, it'd be nice to have the milestone with a national championship ring of my own. But more than anything, I hope that I'm remembered by the players as somebody who cared about them on and off the court.
And he certainly got the tools, great staff, with great players. Guys like senior Jay Howard, who's already passed the 2,000-point mark.
Great finish. More so proud of all the guys that have played here. And like I said, the assistants, the trainers, everybody who's had a hand in it. It takes so many to win for that long.
Howes also says a ring is good, but his players are more precious than any diamond.
Really, they are my living trophy with what they do with their lives. So when they come back to talk about what they're doing now and how they're raising their family, come on, that's most gratifying. Rebound, two hands.
Well said there. Welcome back to this Thursday edition of Toyota Sports Talk. Catholic University men's basketball head coach Steve Howes on the hot seat now. He is the winningest coach in program history. Steve, great to have you on the show finally. It's been a long time coming.
Great to see you, buddy.
Good to have you on the show. So you're entering what? This is year 14 here with Catholic?
Hard to believe, yes.
14 years. How's this year going for you? I know you're 14-10 and right on the border of making it into a conference tournament here.
Yeah, the beginning was rough. did not go as we had planned. We've lost 6 games by a grand total of 18 points. So a lot of 1- and 2-possession games that we haven't gotten the break. Maybe sometimes we haven't earned it, but we've come along. We had a stretch where we won 9 of 11, and I think we're playing good basketball right now, other than last night where we didn't exactly play our best. But it's a lot easier when you have a guy like Jay where you can count on 24, 25, maybe 30 a night on any given day.
Does it make it more rewarding that this team kind of started slow and now you're starting to see, as we say, trust the process earlier in the first block, that this team's starting to kind of find their stride?
Yeah, every season's different. You know, there's very few seasons that go well from start to finish, and I've had some of those and been very blessed with that. But every season is a new animal, and this one's just been a grind. And Jay used the word earlier, we've been resilient, and it's really a credit to their character. They've been really tough-minded, and they could have cracked a lot of different times. On Saturday, we were down 18 points in a hostile environment on the road, and we came back to win thanks to his free throws and a lot of efforts from our guys. So it's great to see them really withstand the pressure.
So if basketball fans need something to do on Saturday, quite the big game at the DeFore Center, correct? Break it down for me. This is kind of a must-win game, right?
It's absolutely must-win. You can't get any bigger than this for us. Win and we're in the playoffs. And we're going against a team that we played well against before, Moravian. We lost in overtime, unfortunately, 103-101. So obviously defense was optional that game. If it's not optional on Saturday, we put ourselves in a better position.
You've coached this young man for 4 years. What's it been like to have a player like this on your roster?
Maybe once in a generation kind of player. He's special. I knew when we recruited him he'd be very, very good. We went to go see him in a high school all-star game in Jersey at Ryder. I brought my son along. And
the son's the closer, right, for the recruitment?
Absolutely. And so we're sitting there first half, and it's a big-time all-star game, and Jay was kind of quiet. You know, he's a very humble guy and doesn't want to take the spotlight. And so I asked my son, hey, what do you think? And he's like, well, why don't we make the trip, Dad? And I said, just wait for the second half. Second half, Jay opens up, hits a 3, pump fake, drive to the rim and one, and then dunks a putback. And all of a sudden, my son's standing up on press row, yelling and screaming. He's like, yeah, Dad, he's going to be great. I said, yes, he will. That's why we drove.
Let's reverse the tables here. What's it like to play under this man for 4 years?
Yeah, definitely. It's been so rewarding. From the moment he recruited me to the moment now, it's just, we were talking about it in the car, it just went by so quick, too quick to even notice. Like, it's just been so great playing for Coach Howes.
And with Jay, the great part is the improvement. He mentioned it earlier, and he really is so humble. He's the most mellow superstar I've ever had. He really struggled shooting his freshman year, and now, flash forward Saturday, we had a technical foul. I chose him to shoot the free throws, and that's something that wouldn't happen his freshman year. I would have tried to have hidden him in the locker room.
Right. And I asked him a question earlier in the show about, you know, these teams know he's a scorer, yet he's still putting up the numbers. He credited you in your game plan, but I'm sure you would be like, you know, he has a lot to do with it, doesn't he?
Absolutely, he does, and his teammates put him in good spots. It is remarkable. He's averaging 25 a game. Everybody knows where the ball's going, and crunch time, we're giving him the ball to make the play to win it. Again, going back to Saturday, tie game, 18 seconds left. It was no-brainer. We're getting the ball in his hands. Everybody in the place knew it, and he still came through. He's just so clutch.
Man, what are you going to do next year?
Whew, a lot of prayers in the shrine, probably.
You know, I'm a pretty good three-point shooter. You know, Bob Burton can be, you know, on the post player. I mean, you got 2 guys right here.
Yeah, we might have to do that.
All right, so coming up after the break, we're going to talk a little Wizards. We're going to talk a little DMV basketball. Steve Howes and Jay Howard from Catholic University in the spotlight tonight on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us. The fun is just beginning here on Thursday's edition.
That's tough.
All right, welcome back, my friends. Catholic University men's basketball on the show tonight. Head coach Steve Howes and senior Jay Howard riding shotgun with me on Toyota Sports Talk. You can follow Coach Howes on Twitter at Coach Steve Howes and Jay at JPBI22. Let's hit the phone lines. Mark in D.C. Mark, what do you want to ask Coach Howes and Jay? You there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So my question was going to be, how do you play around James, say, and with the whole team, with shooters, and like, how do you play around him as such a good player,
Thanks for the call, Mark.
Yeah, you spread 4 good shooters around him and let him do his thing. It's you don't want to make it more complicated than it is, and that's what we try to do. Try to get him on the block, try to get him at the high post, put shooters and space the floor, and give him the opportunity to make plays.
And Jay, you're really only as good as your teammates are around you.
Right.
I mean, they have to be effective for you to be effective.
Of course, yeah, they definitely put me in good spots. We all know each other's tendencies, and we've been playing together for a while. So the chemistry is there, and they know where I like the ball, so it's a big credit to them.
Offense is not equal opportunity, so you want your best players to shoot, and we certainly want him to shoot as much as anybody.
Especially in crunch time, get Jay Howard the ball.
Yep. Don't overcoach him.
That's right. So we're all basketball junkies. We love basketball. We follow NBA. We follow college. Let's stay here locally. DMV basketball. From a college perspective, maybe a little bit down this year with the 4 major teams, Maryland, GW, George Mason, Georgetown, and we'll also throw an American for our buddy Mike in the back there. Could be the first time since '79 we don't get an NCAA tournament team. I mean, is this a little bit surprising?
It is a little surprising, but I think you have to give a few teams some passes. Maryland has been injury-riddled for much of the year, and you can't make up for that in season. Georgetown starting over with Patrick Ewing. He's got some good things going on with Marcus Derrickson and Jesse Govan, and he's got some good freshmen in Pickett and Blair. So you got to give Pat some time there.
And honestly, they've lost a lot of close games. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 games they should have won.
Absolutely. I feel his pain.
Yeah.
We've done the same thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's youth. We have a lot of youth around Jay, and Georgetown's youthful in Pat's system. So they've got to figure out what he wants the last 4 minutes of a game, and you can only do that by going through it under pressure. You can rep those situations in practice, but until the adrenaline's going on and the crowd's booing you, you don't know. So look, they had a big win the other night against Butler.
They did.
That's a sign of progress, playing better as the season goes on. So hopefully things on the hilltop will turn around for them.
Jay, what did you think about playing Maryland from a talent perspective? Obviously, the Division I. I mean, was it pretty incredible? Sharing that court against them.
Right, for sure. Yeah, it was so incredible. Experience I would never forget. Just being out there with those guys and knowing that they play at such a high level. It was definitely incredible.
Was there a certain player on the Terps that kind of stood out to you that were like, wow, this kid's a baller?
Definitely Anthony Cowan, the point guard.
Local kid from St. John's.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely a good player. Yeah. So he definitely stood out to me as far as everybody on Maryland.
Do you want to add something about your experience with Maryland?
I think people, if they watched that game, would come away with a great respect for Division III basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay was as good as could be that night and gave them everything that they could handle, certainly. And their size and their talent took over late. Kevin Herter, obviously, is a tremendous player. We were lucky Bruno did not play that night, so that really helped our cause. But to be down 6 at the half at Maryland, I think showed what kind of basketball can be played at Division III level.
Now, was this the first time you played Maryland in a while or ever? Or?
We had played them in an exhibition game a few years ago. Our point guard, who was in the G League, was hurt that game, so we really didn't get our best performance that night. But this was the first time we'd played them in the regular season.
Is this something you want to try to do every year? Maybe play a big boy team like a Georgetown or a George Mason or Maryland once a year?
I hope they're all watching right now. I will play Georgetown, Maryland, GW, George Mason every single year if they'll give us the opportunity. We've been really fortunate. I think we've played the best Division III schedule for Division Is in the last decade. We've played Maryland twice. We've played Florida. We've played Notre Dame twice. Played Davidson in the regular season as well. It's hard for us to get low Division I schools to play us because I get talented guys that could play at that level like Jay. So for us, I'm really appreciative and really blessed that Coach Turgeon gave us the opportunity.
And Jay, how do games against like a D1 opponent help your team kind of down the road?
Right, yeah, it's definitely, it gives us the experience, the toughness to play against high caliber guys like that. Like Coach said, not every Division III program gives opportunity like we have in the past decade. In my 4 years, we played 3 Division I teams, and it's just definitely rewarding. Definitely gives us that toughness and that grit that we need going down forward.
It's great as a coach. You can point back. You do things well in that game against the Maryland, against the Notre Dame. You say, hey, if you can do it against them, against our competition, you've got to be able to do it consistently.
All right, more from Coach Howes and Jay coming up as Toyota Sports Talk continues right after this. Stay with us. So you learn so many things when you talk off camera. I just found out this young man has almost 2,100 career points. How many three-pointers has he made in his 4 years at Catholic?
2.
2! He's only made 2 three-pointers! Wow, that's really impressive.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, you're a head coach. You don't see that too often, do you?
No, not in this day and age where it's Chuck and Duck and Stephen Curry and Trae Young firing up from deep. He's a throwback.
I mean, does this kid have a future pro-wise, maybe Europe, or what do you think?
Without a doubt. I think a G League team should be smart to look at him, and if not, then he could definitely play overseas.
Well, you guys did a great job with us tonight. Appreciate you coming in. Jay, thank you. All the best. Good luck on Saturday. Coach, thank you. We're going to have you back in a couple weeks, right?
Yep.
So that'll put a wrap on this Thursday edition of Toyota Sports Talk. Thank you for watching, and we're going to see you back tomorrow night for another edition of Toyota Sports Talk. We'll see you then. Have a good night.